Greetings and salutations. It's not raining, but it's like, I don't know how you call that. Misting. But anyway. Yes, there's a video from last week that I didn't post. It's crazy. I get home and I just get into whatever I'm doing. It was a nice video. They're always nice. Me rambling about life and this, that, and the third. But yeah. I just seen two women. Well, I don't know if they're women. Sound like women. They're fighting. Don't know what they're fighting about. No, I didn't record it. It's kind of sad, you know. Close to the holidays, they're out there shouting like they were like way across the street. I hope them all the best. Hope they can resolve whatever that is. There was a dude who was standing in between them. So I hope they're not fighting over him. But you know how that goes. So, let's see here. Holidays are coming up. You know, historically, I don't really like holidays. Birthdays, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Well, the commercialize that part of it. Because my family never really did all that, you know. But, you know, I like being off from work on those days, and if I can make someone happy, you know, that's cool. But in general, I'm not, whatever. So I don't have to buy, I only have to buy one gift. I have to buy a gift card because we're doing some kind of gift card exchange at work. And I have a Secret Santa with the teachers. And in my class, I asked them if they want to do a Secret Santa. They're like, yeah. So we did. But then one of the kids like, I can't do it anymore. And this is after we already exchanged names and stuff. So it's like, it's gonna be really weird if we have to reset it, because one kid already bought the gift. So now I'm gonna have to be his Secret Santa, so at least, because that's what teachers do, right? Last year we had it, and this one kid, he got a gift, but he didn't give a gift, because he forgot. So then he gave the person he was supposed to give a gift to the empty box of the gift that he received, and he put $1 in it. Luckily, he's kind of, I don't know if they say special ed anymore. I don't know, but he's in the special classes for some of the classes, so everyone knows his personality. And the person who received it, she's on the, if we had a honors course, she'd be in it. So pretty smart. She could read the situation. She just kept it moving. She didn't say much. So I didn't want that to happen. One kid, I was like, we all put the names in, and then he's like, I don't want to do it. I appreciate it, but then we had to look at that big ass dog. Then we had to get his name out. But anyway, we're making progress. I say I, which is weird. I have the kids writing. Last week, they're being super annoying about, I don't know what the hell they were doing, but they're just being annoying. So I had this idea. So I had all the kids write out these 1-line papers saying, I will not. And I divided it by rows. So this row, you're gonna write, I will not talk. In this row, you're gonna write, my bad. In this row, you're gonna write this random shit that applies to them. So each student had to write like 20 papers of that, just the top part to start it. Because in the middle of the class, I'll be sitting there like, and I start writing it down. But now if it's in folders, I can just hand it on their desk. So while we're doing that, the kids are like, oh, can you put on lo-fi music? I'm like, sure. I put on lo-fi music. When we finish, the kids are like, oh, can we do more? I want to do more. You want to work? So now I got a stack of these papers. So kids are doing what kids do, and I'm like, I put on their desk, and they just get to it. No complaining. I mean, I will not complain. So yesterday, I forget what it was, but the boy was complaining. I'm like, are you complaining? Like, I'm not complaining. That sounds like you're complaining. I put on his desk. And he was upset, kind of having a little hissy fit. But then at the end of the day, he's like, all right, goodbye. See you tomorrow. Like, it's so weird. Because I personally am not one that likes to be yelled at. Yell at me, I don't care who you are, you probably are not going to talk for a very long time. Why are you yelling at me? And kids are like that. Not all. Everyone's different. But this way, no one's getting yelled at. And it's kind of, you did what you did. I mean, it snowed a little bit last week. Kids are out there playing in snow. Which, kids are going to do that. But he's like taking the snow and putting it down his friend's back, which is disruptive. Another one is picking up snow to make a nice snowball or whatever. So I had them right. I won't play with the snow. Like, I don't know if I mentioned, but I have one student who has like a parent, monster parent, very strong. She's on the PTA and the TA. She's always at the school helping out, blah, blah, blah. And, she's very vocal for her kids. I wasn't at the school, but her brother brought a vape to school, and he said it wasn't his or some shit like that. So, that family. So I have a daughter, and I don't know, the other day I was at school because my kids, they did a little band Christmas thing. And anyway, I was there, and I seen her dad. Her dad looked at me. He knows me. I'm like the only black guy, all fuzzy face. Did not come over. One time he looked at my shoes and said, nice shoes. Which is weird. Other dads and parents are coming up like, hello, Mr. Bailey. I'm so-and-so. I know who you are. One dad came up, gave me a fist bump. One mom, whatever. So the dad didn't talk to me. So anyway, they're doing Santa shops. So I go in there and I see her. It's like, hello, Mr. Bailey. I'm like, hi. Because every time I've heard of this lady, she's like this mean woman. But she's all smiling and whatever. And then she said something like, oh, I couldn't do you. She didn't say it. Oh, if I ever said that in class, oh, you couldn't do me. Oh, Mr. Bailey, pause. It's annoying. But she's like, I couldn't do what you do as a teacher because your class is such a whatever. And I'm like, it is what it is. And then the next day I came in and I had to see if one of the kids forgot their money, and then the moms put some voucher number. So I ran to get it, and I ran back so I could eat my lunch and get it before we had to leave lunch so she could do her shopping. So I came in and she's like, oh, what did my daughter do now? Like she was just ready for some confrontation. And I'm like, nothing. I'm here for this. It's like, oh, because you came in here so fast. So I mean, there's two sides to every story. I know it from my side and what other people said, but maybe her side is everyone's trying to throw her daughter under the bus. Kids are kids. But so it's cool. Her daughter is not going home and saying, Mr. Bailey has me writing. She writes almost every day for something. You're out of your seat. Oh, here, write this. We had one, my bad. Because I'll be like, why are you shouting? My bad. I'm like, I don't want to hear that. So I made one. So yesterday, we're walking to the specials, to art class, and I saw that her coat was on top of the locker. I'm like, why is the coat? Like, my bad. Like, oh, my bad. Like, no. So then this other kid, he's like, I'll write it for you. He's like, okay. So I'm like, all right, you're right. He's like, no, I was joking. I'm like, no. Why you in the car? Because they do that. They're always in other people's conversation. So they should get the punishment. I mean, if it's a reward, but it usually never is. But it's working, we kind of, like, we had a mass, and they were talking the whole time in mass. So after mass, I'm like, you were talking, you don't get recess. So I forgot. So at the end of the day, our recess comes and I see the one student, she was already on there. I forgot. So she's on the wall for recess. And then the other one, like, why are you here? Oh, because you said that I don't have recess. Because, like, you remembered? I'm like, get off the wall. I mean, I'm consistent, but when they do, it's not about punishment and all that. But, so yeah, school is whatever. The grades, we had to change the grades 3 different times. So random. Because if they're failing, they have to put a physical F. But then we can't put a physical F because the diocese, they don't want Fs on the paper. Then it's, we had a teachers meeting. And so in the middle school, there's 7th, 8th, and me. And the 7th and 8th are like, we're not going to the meeting. Because meetings are historically messy and just wasting time. So they don't go. So I'm there and I'm taking minutes, what's happening. So we had this lady who last year, the company I worked for last year, she was my boss. I had to go to her stupid meetings. And when I quit or didn't renew my contract, I asked her, can she write me like a letter about my job title, or like not a recommendation, just about my job performance. She never responded back. I waited another week. I'm like, can you write my referral? She didn't respond back. So then I go to HR, like, can you write my referral? All, respectful and all that. So then HR is like, oh, sorry, I was busy. I'll get to it. But this one never did. And she's the one who worked with me the closest. The one that I would tell day 1 or day 3 or 4, we had a meeting. And she's like, well, this is like Vegas. Whatever stays here, stays here. You could tell me anything. And I sat next to her and she even like touched the shoulder. You could say anything. And I'm trying to keep a job, and I'm not trying to throw the school under the bus. But I'm like, after everyone else spoke, I'm like, there's something weird going on. All they do is yell at the kids. It's very hard for them to teach. How are we going to get in there? How do we discipline? And she's like, I know. As we're walking out, she said, thank you for being honest and sharing your thoughts. Like, that's all I do, I'm not doing it for you. So all year this is going on. Till the very end of the year, we're having a stupid meeting. And at this point, we're getting trained on XYZ, but all the other issues have not been resolved. And now they have us doing lunch duty. And I'm like, why are we learning about XYZ when I spend a good chunk of my time opening milk cartons? Like, oh, we'll talk about it next time. Click. I call up on the phone, like, you hung up before we could finish. Like, oh. So I really don't like the lady. So now she's up there and I came in early to the meeting because that's the kind of worker I am. So I'm there setting up and she's like, oh, how you doing? How's life going? Like, don't talk to me. We're not friends. So she spent like a good 45 minutes talking. Blah, 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 blah. And apparently the 8th grade teacher doesn't like her either. Seems no one likes her. I don't know why she's there, but it's above my pay grade. The next part of the meeting was about the grading system. And then the teachers, female teachers, are going on about this guy who's helping with the system that we use to grade, put the grades in. Like, oh, Tom is so cute. I think he's single. He's from the Midwest. And it's annoying because they always do that. Could you imagine a bunch of guys? Oh, Lisa, I would go to Pound Town with her. Like, it would be like, you can't talk that way, but they do. And it's like, oh, he's so sexy. Like, it's a Catholic school. And I'm just sitting in the corner like, so on the minutes, I wrote, Tom is sexy. He's from the Midwest. In his 30s. He is handsome. because, it's a meeting, right? And then after that, we talked about something. And then we're doing this thing. I don't know the official name of it, but I saw in the movie. It was Expendables. I think it was Expendables. Where you get a card, 3 cards are passed out, and if you're the last one with it by the end of the game, you get a prize. So we're doing peppermint patty things or whatever. So you get a peppermint, and if you have it by the end of the day, then you get a prize, gift card or something. Which I thought was funny. I'm already looking at logistics, because I'm in the middle school, which is across the building. In our school, we have 8th grade, 7th, 6th. We have the Spanish teacher, and then the special needs teachers. So there's 5 of us. Then in the elementary, you got pre-K, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, principals, secretaries, a lot more people. And they usually never come over to our building. So all I gotta do is get it in the morning and then go over there at some point, get one, and come back to my side. They're not coming over. Instant win. I mean, unless the 8th or 7th. But we can't leave our classes by themselves, so it's gonna be interesting. Because in the movie, they're out there shooting people, and then it's like, where's that card? So then one of the teachers said, what if you don't have pockets? So then another teacher said, I don't care where you put it somewhere. So it was implying that they're gonna shove it in there. And I'm just looking down like, I don't want it if it's shoved in anybody's. I mean, some women put it in their bra, which is fine. I don't got an issue with that. But, and I'm just looking down like, oh my gosh. And they look over and like, sorry, Mr. Bailey. And I go, So it's just weird. Again, my feeling, I thought Catholic school was all about X, Y, and this. And it's just like, but yeah. So school is whatever. We got 1 week kind of, and then the last week will be parties. Got a pajama party. I got to be on my, because they're going to come in there like streaking, like, I don't wear any underwear. So this is, no, pajamas. Make sure you are, because they do that stuff. You should have seen them for picture day, man. Girl had a bandana on, looking like Tupac, or in a gang. Like, get that bandana. She kept it on. What else? So I've been double dutying my challenge, because I'm behind, So I got to do 2 a day. Today I got to do 3. That way by the 20th, I'll be in line to finish on time. But it's weird, because now that I set it up to 2 a day, I'm getting 2 a day done. It's like you set the level. So if you lower your expectations, you actually more or less get what you get. It's weird. And the second one that I do is usually better than the first. Like the first one is like, all right, here we go. The second one, like, all right, I did that. Let me step it up. Today I'm gonna try to do 3. Online dating. Oh, I hate it. Hate it. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm getting this first. Now I can tell when someone is a scammer, because they usually just go from, hi, da-da-da-da-da, let's talk offline. Scammer. I just block them. I know which profiles to avoid. There's like little fuzzy things on my face. But yeah, so I got a bunch of people, like 8 or 10. And we're talking and having nice conversations, and then boom, they never respond back. And it's like, aw. Especially the ones that live not across the street, but they're in my city. Because, we don't got to worry about long distance driving and all that. They're right down the street. And then I'm getting a bunch of single parents, which it makes sense. If you're a single parent, you can't be out there actively dating, so you do what you can from your bed, right? But it's just like the one I'm talking to, I'm not talking to her anymore. So we're talking, and she'll say, oh yeah, I got 3 kids. That's a lot of kids. Hey, whatever. Yeah, my baby's daddy. Oh, that's a flag right there. I don't want to hear about baby daddies. I want my father, the baby's father, and I have come to agreement. He has da-da-da. But it's baby daddy drama. Last night she said, so she disappeared, and then she came back like, oh, I'm so sorry. I've been having a rough time. Like, I don't want to hear that. But I say, you want to talk about it? It's like, oh, my sister and my mom, they don't like me. I don't talk to them. Another red flag. And they call CPS. Another red flag. And the baby's daddy has another red flag. And it was like 18 things. Not 18, but it was enough to be like, and they don't have a card. They're like, and my car is broken, and I need someone to do this, and nobody will help me. And I'm not trying to mitigate, downplay her issues. She could be a nice person, but I don't got those issues, and I don't want to really hear about them because at the end of the day, she was fucking and sucking what she was fucking and sucking. So all that stuff, you pick who you're picking. I was talking to another person who always would say, I have such anxiety. Which makes sense. You would be on a dating app because you're afraid to go out there and meet people. That's one reason. She lives pretty close. She's in the city. But, I don't know, it's just like annoying. So I don't know, man. But I mean, at my job, I don't date people at my job. That's just weird. I mean, I can't do it. If they came out, hey, Matthew, maybe we could, like, yeah, sure. Because it'd be interesting, exciting until it's not. You lose a job. So that's that. And I guess the last one, like fresh off the boat. So last night I got an email. But anytime this email in this format just drives me crazy. The email was, hey, I saw this random music maker online and you're so much better than them. So then I start clicking around, go to their homepage, website, whatever. And it just infuriates me because usually this person has like 1 million subscribers, which doesn't mean anything, but on just the law of averages, if 1%, 0.5% buy whatever they're selling, it may not cover their cost, or at the very least, there's people who they'll reach out to you because of the numbers in your whatever. I got, 5,000? I'm sitting at 5,000. And this guy, he was like doing hey, I'm making songs. You want to sing with me? And then the random person apparently can sing, carry a note, freestyle. But usually all those things are set up. Like, the amount of work it took me to get, if you ever seen someone in my video, the amount of effort, like all they really ever had to do was just stand there. I'll do the rest. But, I want to be on camera. I'm not that good. And like I had a legit jazz singer from South Africa. She comes over. And she can sing, she dances, she's sexy, whatever. We get into the studio, I put on a track. She's like, oh, I'm so nervous. Oh. I carried it. She was more like eye candy, but she on her own whatever, her own platform, amazing. Next to me, I don't think I outshine people. Like, my thing is, give me any beat, any situation. Look, I'm over in the city, there's a tree, I'm pretty, you know what I do. I pity the fools like Mr. T. I got a T on my hat because I went to Temple. My mentor was ill, extra credentials. That's off the top. I could do that. Other people like, oh, I got to practice and, oh, I got to get into the mood and, oh, So back to this guy. It's all set up. Maybe they're being paid, or maybe, oh, you got 1 million subscribers, and I don't go too deep into it, but it's just like a preliminary. Like someone once sent me a Darman. It was like, look at Darman. You see, dreams can come true. Because, you know, I don't know if you know Darman. Darman is like this random Christian-based YouTube thing, and it'll be like, hi, you're a beautiful woman, but you're fat, so I can never date you. Ha ha ha. And then it jumps 10 years in the future where that person is down on their luck. Maybe they're homeless. And then the person they called fat is now like a bodybuilder. And they're like, Lisa, is that you? They're like, hi. They're like, wow, you look different. Well, what had happened was, after you said what you said, I decided it was time for to work on my body. And after, and then the guy will go, so, can we start again? And she, oh no, I have found my new boyfriend. And it ends like that. And then it has a little, when you meet people, you should accept them for what they are. Which makes no sense. Because if he accepted she for what she was, then she wouldn't have changed to get into da-da-da-da. But, you know, but these things just irritate me because it's propaganda. It fits their storytelling. And when it comes to the case of me, and this is where the infuriating part is, I don't have anybody. I don't have anybody. Which, it is what it is. But how am I supposed to, like, when I bought the drone, the idea for the drone was then I won't have to hold the camera. And I could just kind of, but after I got the drone, I had to learn the drone. And then it took a while for me to feel comfortable with a $4,000, $2,000, whatever, $250, $2,500 camera floating. So you see towards the end, I'm just out there. I mean, one point I got so comfortable because it has like motion, it won't run into things. So it says. So I was shooting the South African first time I met her, and the drone went around the corner and then it went black. And I just casually walked over there, and we were by the river, right by the little river thing. If it would have knocked into the tree and then fell in, game over. I walked over, there's drone like just sitting there. This is like right, it was like right here. And I just, but yeah, man, it is stressful, and I don't really think about it because I'm just, you know, doing it. Gotta do what you gotta do. Like last thing I did, Black Friday. This is in the other video. I maybe I'll post it. I always say that, but I mean, I kind of talk about what I talked about. But on Black Friday, I went ham because I saw all these specials, 70% off bundle deals. What's a bundle deal? Usually they're $30. In a bundle, you get 10 for the price of 5, and then 70% on. How can I pass? So I bought them all of them, and now I'm waiting for payday. And it's my own fault, so I can't go out there and ask anybody, oh, can I borrow money to payday? Because it's me invested in my dream. But how long, like, it's like, God forbid anything happens, then I'm gonna be screwed. So then it's just like, oh, you should be off where someone else is. You don't know they're like, if I had limitless funds or investors or just people to go half with me, like most software, you can buy one copy and put it on two desktops or something. Then we could go halvesies, you know? Or for like random sample packs, you buy this pack, I buy that pack, and then we make a company, then we could share it. I mean, legally they say you can't share sample packs, but if you're in the same company, you know? But I don't got nobody to do those things with, it is so stressful, oh my God. But yeah, I was really, anytime, like, that's the quickest way for me to like And it could be anything. It'd be like, oh, Matthew, you're so smart. You're so smart. How comes? How comes? How comes? Because I just, how comes? Oh, it's frustrating. Now, what would I like to see? It'd be like, hey, Matthew, you're so talented, so smart. How can I help you? I don't have a lot of money, but I if you give me a place, but it doesn't even have to be that. Or, hey, Matthew, you're such a beautiful photographer. Can I be your model? Like things like that. That's what I need. Hey, Matthew, your website is not the greatest. If you go to my website now, what is there, rhyminggeising.com, took me like 2 weeks. I'm kidding you not. I do WordPress. But you can use Wix. Well, nobody wants to see rhyminggeising.wix. It's unprofessional. Well, it's only 20. There, see, there again. Give me the 25, then I'll buy it. And I have bought it in the past. But then I run into, I want a custom Wix. I don't like the templates, and I'll spend a lot of time. So it's just really frustrating. My dad once did that to me. Well, everyone does. But this one was huge. One day I think I told this story, but I tell it to tell you anybody can get it. I don't care who you are. So one day I was at home and my dad came back and he said, how come you ain't outside in a van shaking your ass making music? And that's the other issue. Like, that makes no sense. I'm not a shaking ass kind of musician. What the hell? I was an underground backpacking rapper against the establishment. That was then. Now I'm in my, I have a feeling, or make happy. Sheesh. Do not care. But then I wouldn't have done that. And I'm like, do you even understand the mechanic? Well, I didn't have the words. I mean, I was always reading the books about this, that, and the third. So but it was hard for me to articulate. So I just went to the core of the thing. It's like, well, this is me saying to my dad, you never did anything for me. Now, the rest of it regarding the music. Now, if my dad was slick, he could have said, yes, I did. When you won the trumpet, I paid for it. It cost $895. And what you doing with the trumpet now? And I would say, you're right. But he went, don't I give you food? Don't I clothe you? Don't I give you a room to sleep under? Which, that is true. But the trumpet would be a stronger argument. If you're such about music, then I could say, well, yeah, that was trumpet in 5th grade. I'm doing hip hop at 16. But then he could say, well, hip hop, Miles Davis was sampled. Now that's the conversation I would lose, because hip hop is based on jazz, and Miles Davis and Thelonious Monk, they're sampled a lot. So if you would have studied a trumpet, and then I'd be like, well, remember I took you to the Tribe Called Quest concert, and you just cried. But those conversations never happened. But because I as much hip hop as I claim to be, I didn't know half the shit that Tribe Called Quest was rapping about. All that jazz infused shit, didn't know it. I didn't know Dilla until way after the fact. I was like down in Philly. I didn't know Soul Quarians. I don't want to see Books on the Ground, but they're already wet. They're for the streets now. But yeah, man, it is annoying, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So today, my plan is, so here's, and this is, I guess, the point, or one of the points. And this is usually how it worked in my story, if I was able to figure out how to make it work, no one helped me, it came out of my own brain, then the amount of fuck you is bigger. It's like, well, you didn't help me when I needed you, so now I do not need you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somehow I managed to get a Grammy using the shit that I have, nobody could tell me nothing. That's probably, I want to say, again, I don't know these people, but Kanye was pretty sure of himself, right? So then it gets to a point that if you get that many hits and seemingly no one's helping you, then you can't tell me nothing. But then if you're Chance, like, he seemed to have a lot of help, and he's like, well, I did all by my... No, you didn't. But again, I wasn't there. I can't discount people. But currently, if I'm able to do what I got to do, and I'm already there, like, no one brought me to Japan, and no one XYZ, so I have that kind of attitude. Like, how you gonna tell me how to do shit? You don't do shit. But I also know, especially for people I don't know, you know, they're just being nice and saying what nice people say. But it's really annoying. Really. But anyway, that's my rant. And although it's not cold, like last time it was so cold, I don't even know if I posted that video. It was so cold I had to put the camera away and then it started again. No, I don't think I posted that because I didn't want to edit the two pieces together. But yeah. So today's goal, again, is the plan. I'm going to make a project today, and I'm going to try to post it today by tonight, and see if I could. I'm not even getting into all that. We'll leave it at that. But yeah, project's going to be up there. I don't know what it's going to be, and but as always, thank you guys for listening to the rants of the fuzzy-faced man. Oh, let's add this on there real quick. So my students, because like in the beginning of the year, I'm shaving, I'm looking presentable. Now I'm looking like I'm homeless. Eccentric. So there's a student, she says, Mr. Bailey, are you bald? And yeah, it'd be nice if I had a nice full head of hair and blah, 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 but I don't. I got a George Jefferson, and that's just what it is. Option one, you could shave it every day or every 2 days, which I do, but I just don't feel like it. Go to the barber, it's like $45. I don't got $45 every week. If you're outside, wear a hat. You can't wear a hat inside. And, you know, I got other shit going on. As I said, I don't date extra. So she's like, oh, you're bald. Because it grew out to the point where it's not growing in as a little afro. So I'm like, look up the word bald. It's like, bald means no hair. And every day she just, oh, what kind of conditioner do you use? Next day, oh, what combs are you, like, and she's like, if we had cheerleaders, or if you could think of Mean Girl cheerleader, she has that kind of, like, and I want to say, but I can't say, like, one day, it's possible that you will be bald, and females that are bald are not, can't say that. One day you'll be fat. I can't say how else. So I just, you know, whatever. I'm 42. You're 12. It is what it is. Your words are annoying, but they're not going to have me, I mean, I'm talking about it, but, so the other day, as I told you, I have writing. So I was like, she starts up, oh, so, are you, do you comb your hair over? Like, what? So I put on the paper, I will not talk. But the kids around her knew. She's like, because you're talking shit. They didn't say shit, but you talking bad on Mr. Bailey. It's not funny. I mean, it is funny. But yeah. So yeah, school is cool. And I have that reputation. That rep. They'd be like, don't do that to Mr. Bailey because he'll have you writing. In my grade, 6th grade, they say it all day. I'm not going to look over there because he's going to make me write. No, you could look over there because they're mixing it. Like, I'm on the phone talking to another teacher and they're shouting. They're shouting. I'm like, so I have one. I will not talk. I won't shout when I'm on the phone. My hope is they will it will stop the action before it happens. one kid, he just keeps shouting all day. Shout, shout, shout. But I had one kid fall asleep the other day. We were watching a movie and he fell asleep. 2 students fell asleep. And at the end of the movie, I let him sleep too, because he slept the whole time. And then I call his name and say, Johnny. That's not his real name. Johnny. And he gets up. And you know, when you sleep, I used to sleep in school. So you got to wipe your face and get acclimated back to, oh, I'm in school. I'd be having some nice dreams. I used to sleep so well that there'd be a pile of drool on my face. I didn't hear the bell, nobody. The next person's coming in like, yo, you gotta go to your next class. Been there, done that. So anyway, I said, I'm like, Johnny. He gets up. And the kid's like, oh, you were sleeping? Like, no, I wasn't. And, you know, I walked over, I looked at him. He was sleeping. He took his glasses off and everything. So then I call him over. I say, Johnny, come over here. Come to my office. He comes over by the desk. I'm like, were you sleeping? Because if he said no, we'd have an issue. He said, yes. He said, am I going to get in trouble? As I said, there was another person sleeping and whatever. So I'm like, whatever, don't worry about it. So then 10 minutes later, he comes up and he's just like hyperventilating. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, I know he has whatever. I just never seen it before. And I'm like, all right, go into the hallway, because I don't want the other kids. I mean, they know how he is too. So we go into the hall. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to get trouble. I was like, don't worry about it. You're good. Relax. And I'm more or less like, it's not that serious. Not that serious. Annoying, but it's not like he was sleeping during lesson. He was sleeping during this random show I put on. St. Nicholas, the real St. Nicholas. Catholic Church, you know, so you got to watch it out. I learned a lot of stuff that day. He didn't learn it because he was sleeping. But anyway, he's just like, oh. I'm like, it's okay. And then later on, I told him, you know, if you would have denied it, then we'd have an issue. But, you know, he said he did it sometimes, whatever. Like, just don't do it again. And I'm like, all right, go take this downstairs, throw away the garbage. And he goes down there and he comes back and he's good to go. And then at the end of the day, he came over a little more calm, like, am I going to get in trouble? And I'm like, nah, you're good. You're good. Just relax. Just, you know, don't let it happen again. And that was that. But, I mean, I don't want all the students to act that way. But a lot of them know truthfully, there's not much I would have been able to do. You can't suspend somebody for the first day of sleeping. We don't do detentions. No, I don't know his mom. I met his mom at a parent-teacher thing, and she's, you know, she seems like a very strict mom. So maybe he might lose privileges for a week or grounded. I don't know. But it's not my aim to ever make students. I just saw a lady cop. I mean, I don't see so many lady cops. I guess they're out there. What are transgender cops? Are they out there too? I don't know. Wouldn't that be weird? Like, you get pulled over by a transgender person and you misgender them because you don't know. And they're just like, what the fuck did you call me? Like, it would be so weird. Or what if one, it's the world we live in. But yeah, man. So school is cool. I learn something new every day. And my student support level, my student support, I would say maybe I'm at an 8, 7.5. They don't hate me. Actually, I would say I'm at an 8 point something. Because when we leave class, regardless of what happened that day, they say, goodbye, Mr. Bailey, with a smile. When they come in, good morning. So, yeah. All right, and that's all she wrote. Time to blow up like explosive diarrhea. Does anyone say that anymore? Did anyone ever say that? All right, peace.